following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WZWA fucking network, and welcome to our review show here of the NWA 74th anniversary show, NWA 74, live from the Chasers Carasson Ballroom in St. Louis, Missouri on August 27th. I'm California. This is motherfucking Juicy Boy. How are you, bro?
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty fucking good, and as usual, I'm pretty fucking impressed with what we saw from the NWA here today. In all seriousness, I have a lot to say about this. Just let's get into it.
This is fun, bro. This is 2 days of fun, really, for us. And I'm also popping because of how much foul language we've used already.
It's been like minutes. 45 seconds, right?
So many F-bombs. Anyway, bro, the setup for this show was a lot nicer looking than NWA 73, which was one of our first pay-per-view reviews over a year ago. So I'm liking the look of the entranceway. That was a nice touch. I love the opening package with butterfly wings playing. So that popped me that Smashing Pumpkins is playing.
Yeah, me too. It was a great highlight package as well. Like I thought, it was done with like a real, kind of respect and, reverent sort of tone. And I really liked it.
Yeah, bro. So it's also great that my good friend, Mr. Joe Galley, had so much energy to start the show. And I think he could very well be my favorite play-by-play man in wrestling because throughout the show, I'm going to mention all these quotes when he kept making me laugh. It's just so passionate. So, bro, starting off, my good friend, Mr. Nick Aldis, made his entrance looking suave as fuck. That's why I thought I'd put on a nice little jacket. I know that you're going to find this funny. I love that he shook Tim Storm's hand. Like, it's a prerequisite because Tim is so awesome. Like, he didn't shake anyone else's hand, but he had to take Mr. Tim Storm's hand.
Yeah, of course.
Great promo, bringing us all up to speed on what's going on. I also liked the shit where he was going on about hold my beer, then mentioned this accolade, hold my beer, and all the things that people said that he would never be able to achieve. So it was a heck of a promo and a good way to start the show. What did you think, bro?
Yeah, I love the promo. The thing that the word that comes to mind when I hear Nick Aldis cut a promo of any kind is authentic. You obviously had the pleasure of interviewing him for the Insider's Edge, which y'all should obviously check out. And if you watch that interview, Nick Aldis is very much Nick Aldis. I don't think there's much of a performance going on there other than some of the heel lines that he might throw out when he's being heelish or whatever. You really get the sense that everything that he says is genuinely what he thinks and feels, and that comes through in the promo. I really enjoyed it. It got me excited for what would otherwise be quite an uninteresting way to use Nick Aldis.
Yeah. So next up, bro, we had Mims taking on EC3, who's making his NWA debut. What did you think of the opening contest, bro?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a C minus. It was a pretty just sort of stock standard match, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I think that this was a nice way to introduce a debuting talent that's already got a bit of a name behind him in EC3. I think that this was a good little squash match, a good little way to get him over. And, I always enjoy seeing Mims perform as well. I hope that he doesn't get relegated to kind of a jobber status, because I do think that there's a big upside to him once he gets more experience behind him.
Yeah, definitely. EC3 comes out, he's in fucking fantastic shape. Like, it kind of boggles the mind that, I know he's doing this control your narrative thing, but it kind of boggles my mind that like no major kind of company is has signed him. So I'm glad to see he's doing something in the NWA. I actually haven't really seen him wrestle very much over the years. Only that match when we watched Ring of Honor. Oh, I guess it was Final Battle or something like that. He was on the show. I think Mims appears to have a lot of potential, but I'd like to see a bit more explosiveness from him.
Yeah.
Because he's not stuck in the mud or anything, but it's just like when he's charging toward his opponent, I just feel like he needs a bit more oomph, I suppose, behind him. So, but maybe that will come with experience.
Yeah.
EC3 in one fell swoop turned the tide of the match and got the win. It wasn't bad. And if they want to do something with EC3, I'm interested to see where it goes because the promo that took place after the match. I thought, EC3 has such like a wrestler's voice when he cuts a promo. He really does. Like, he's got that raspy, like,
it's like an extra angry Steven Richards. Like,
yeah, that's a great fucking example. Thomas Latimer comes out. I guess they'll be working together to start off. So that's good for Latimer to have him get back in there and doing something important. And the other note that I had was that EC3 looks like he just had a swim because he was that sweaty. I hadn't seen someone that sweaty in a long time. Next matchup was the Beelzebub's Bedlam match. The Ill-Begotten taking on Miserably Faithful with James Mitchell, Sinister Minister there. Man, okay, right. So they're making their entrance, and two of the members of the team go and grab a ladder. Joe Galli's yelling, "They got a ladder! They got a ladder!" The entrance. He's just always yelling. It makes me laugh so much, bro. I'm not sure about Judias's hair, man. It looked weird seeing a real jacked up emo. You know,
he looks like a Futurama character.
This was okay. It was a bit weird though. Like they got a gimp in the team. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember the name either. But I was like,
fuck.
Yeah, I'll tell you something that I popped for in the match. So there were a couple of pretty gnarly bumps. Sal Renoro, Sal the Pal. I just want to shout him out in particular because I was a real big fan of his performance in this match. But I enjoyed the match in general. But I actually popped for the holding up the cross and the holy water thing because he goes to do it. But unlike in AEW or somewhere else, fucking, he just didn't sell it at all and wiped him out.
I did laugh at the gimp. He was choking someone on the second rope, and then he was also trying to choke himself on the top rope. It's like, what is this? What
there are children there, like,
yeah. What's wrong with you, bro? And I was just laughing because it's looking at all these different guys in this match, and I was like, man, who are all these people? Like, what?
Yeah,
how did they all come together?
It was just sort of a bit of a bizarre sight to see, and there was just a lot of pain being had, like especially from Sal the Pal and his partners. They just took a beating, man, an absolute beating.
Yeah, bro. So this Alex Taylor guy, right? I'm not good. I don't have that many negative things to say, but he threw someone to the outside and then he did a suicide dive onto them. And I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you throw them out and then do it? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I'm only a fan of a dive if it, is because of happenstance. It doesn't make sense you throw someone out the ring and then dive on them. It does if they're already out there. So Judias is choking this guy. And I thought that, I don't know what was going on, but it felt like he was supposed to be choke slamming him or something, but just kept choking him. It seemed like it was supposed to lead to something, and then it felt like nothing happened as they started to set up a ladder.
It was like, why was he just trying to murder this guy live in the ring? Like, I actually popped for it. Like, the fact that he just starts choking him and, the camera goes to something else. It cuts back like 50 seconds later, and he's still just strangling the guy, like, on the mat.
I laugh again at Joe Galley screaming, "He's got a tire iron!"
It's
It
a
wasn't
tire
It
iron.
wasn't a tire iron, though. It was a steak. A steak. What the fuck are you gonna do with a steak, bro? Like, actually fucking stick it in his chest. I hate to be negative, but I just feel like Judias is too stuck in the mud with his movement around the ring. I'm not expecting every big man to run around like they're fucking Matt Morgan or whatever, but sometimes I just get a little impatient with him. But E for effort, these guys went for it. But
Yeah.
here's the thing that annoyed me the most. And again, Alex Taylor. I think it's Alex Taylor. I'm picking on him. There were people in the ring. You know, some people were down, some people were up. But Alex Taylor's on the outside and he just climbs the ladder. For no reason, no one's down on the ground to be jumped on. He just starts climbing the ladder. And I understand that they have a spot set up where they're going to do this fucking suplex. But it doesn't make sense that he would climb the ladder by himself when there's no real reason for it because there was no one to be jumping on. You know, what reason would someone have other than the fact that there's a spot coming up? Joe Galley, again, screaming that that's a 20-foot ladder.
Yeah, top of his lungs.
Bro, what the fuck happened with the suplex?
Personally,
there?
I think that what's his name? Sorry, Alex.
Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor. I'm sorry. I think that he was sort of keyed up about the bump that he was about to take, and it almost looked to me as if he sort of jumped up and started going a fraction before Sal was going. Like, that's what it looked like to me. I'm just fucking speculating because, you know, I've never been fucking suplexed off the ladder, for fuck's sake. But this looked brutal. Like, this looked bad. And this was dangerous. Like, I'd be happy never to see something like this again. You know, like, first of all, it was like, I'm going to focus on this a little bit because otherwise, you know, I know we're about to move on. Like, this whole spot with the ladder was completely unnecessary in this match. The match was already more than entertaining enough without the involvement of the ladder. So that's one. For two, bro, the way that they had it set up with kind of the side of the ladder, the opening between the two sides, like, is facing the ring post. So the rungs are going either way.
Stop hitting your microphone, bro.
Sorry.
Keep going.
Stop being so animated. Anyway, so the ladder is positioned in such a way that there is no way for two people to both stand on it and safely execute a superplex off of it without landing weirdly. And yet, for some reason, they went ahead with it anyway. And like, honestly, I really thought fucking Alex Taylor was hurt.
Yeah, me too. For anyone who didn't see the spot, he suplexed him from a ladder that was behind the ring post, and somehow Alex Taylor, who was getting suplexed, like, just landed like the middle of his back on the top rope, like the actual rope cable. It was sickening. Medusa came out. I guess there's a story going on there. She got involved. And at that point, I was like, okay, I think the match needs to finish now. This has gone on a little long. And it did. It finished soon after that. And what's the name of the group again? Sorry. Miserably Faithful. That makes me laugh as well. They get the win. Do you have any other notes for this match as well as your rating, bro?
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a B minus. I really enjoyed it. It's a rarity in NWA, but like they didn't treat it like it was this ultra serious thing, but they also didn't make a mockery of wrestling. It was pretty much the latter spot was pushing the limits of what I want to see from NWA. But otherwise, I thought it was a entertaining match.
Wonderful. Let's move forward. We got a big hoss fight coming up next, bro. It's Odinson taking on the masterpiece, Chris Adonis. What did you think of this one between these two big bastards?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it a B plus. This thing was, you know, two big bulls going at it. The longer that it went on, the more I found myself like getting into it because they did a great job of actually kind of making it seem like either one of them was strong and powerful enough to come out with the victory. Like, the story that it was kind of telling was you've got these two big powerhouses, but they each have strengths and weaknesses that are different from one another. And it was kind of a contest between those different strengths and weaknesses. And like, I guess that's kind of a broad way of describing it, but that's kind of the way I saw it. Just a classic gladiatorial combat between these two. And yeah, by the end, I was really hooked into it.
Excellent. Yeah. I think Odinson could be a big name for the future if they use him right. Still not 100% sold on the gimmick. I don't know if that gimmick's going to be able to make him a headliner, but you never know. I think this has been the best run of Chris Adonis's career.
Yeah.
Counting WWE, counting anything else he's done. I'm glad he's found a home at NWA because he's finally being used to his potential. Odinson needs to work on the timing of that Scott Steiner spinning belly to belly. I know it's a little bit of an awkward move, but I notice it's like, come on, man, like you're gonna have to practice that a few hundred times. And I feel weird kind of telling a guy who's in a lot better shape than me that he's not doing something correctly.
He like took an extra half step. Like
Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh, he's not going yet. Like
Yeah. Great near fall on the sky high power bomb. And then of course Odinson gets DQ'd by spraying Masters in the face with whatever that liquid is. I don't know.
I actually thought it was supposed to be like what's the term for it? Like an air purifier type thing. I don't know. I thought it was like some kind of fucking odor killer or something.
He sprays the shit in his mouth and like Velvet Sky's like, what's in that fucking liquid? Is it adrenaline or something like that? So I don't know. But I'm sure the angle will continue from there. So that's all this kind of really was to me. Next up, we had Kenzie Page and Ella Ivy from Pretty Empowered, the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. I didn't write much. I just said, "What's with the crying, mate?" And I guess they're trying to get over that Ella's the bitch and Kenzie's the sensible one. But I just kind of thought, whatever. Do you have anything to add there?
No.
Okay. Moving forward, bro. NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship match. I think this might have been one of the best matches on the show. Homicide defends the championship against young Kerry Morton with his father, Ricky, at ringside. Bro, what did you think?
Dude, I loved it. I'm giving this match an A-. This is probably the best match of Kerry Morton's burgeoning career so far. I think that he has shown in this match, I'm finally starting to see, like, yeah, that's Ricky Morton's son. You can see him, the way that he sells, his use of facial expressions, his use of body language to actually illustrate to the audience how he's feeling. I'm frustrated by this call. I feel like I've been cheated. He just tried to do this. I'm in immense pain. Loved it. I loved that Homicide he just was expert in the way that he laid out this match and led it along. They did the classic, initially the veteran begrudgingly respects the young kid for getting a couple over on him, and then eventually his mood turns sour, he gets pissed off and begins to take over. That was the story that was told here. Kerry Morton, in the end, gets screwed out of his opportunity here, but they've made a young star. Homicide has made a young star in the NWA. Props to Ricky Morton on the outside. He is almost as good a manager for his son as he is a wrestler. Like, I actually think he's a really good manager. He doesn't get too involved in things, but he just does enough, uses enough of his natural presence and charisma to kind of boost the match whenever there's sort of a lull. And that's an incredible tool that Kerry Morton is lucky enough to have early on in his career.
Yeah, bro. I've been noticing like Homicide, they've had, since he's won this belt, they've had him work with Colby Carino, PJ Hawks, and now Kerry. He's like, it's like a tour of the second generation young wrestlers for Homicide right now. So I think that's smart, getting this veteran to work with these young guys who are coming up. And I'd only seen Kerry kind of work with his father in a few tag team matches as of recent. and I just kept thinking like, oh, he's got a little bit of work to do, but I think he might actually be more suited to singles than tag. Because when I saw him in this match, I was like, I felt like I saw a young man become like a grown man throughout this match. Also loving Joe Galley with the history lesson on the junior heavyweight title. I had no idea that all those people had won the belt.
Fascinating.
Yeah. There's so many things that you just that never get fucking spotlight shone on. And the history of this belt, I didn't even think it was anything of any importance, but it was. So yeah, Kerry looking his best. I liked the story of him having Homicide's number early on and Homicide getting a little frustrated, which made him change his game plan and start being a little bit more rough, with the ripping out of the hair and the fish hooking and eye gouges and all that shit. Homicide, that Koji cutter, the first one, great near fall. Joe Galley again screaming, "No champ, no champ." I wonder if Velvet gets a sore ear after each show. Great match, great suspense for the end of the match. Homicide retains, and that was a coming out party for Kerry Morton. And but I think he should have stayed down a little bit longer after the pin because he did take a Koji cutter off the fucking second rope.
Yeah.
That's from inexperience.
Let's also quickly mention fucking Homicide may be on the best run of his career here in NWA as well, just quietly.
Yeah, again, it's another guy that, a place like the NWA is giving guys like him, like Mike Knox, another a place to be, somewhere to have another run that means something. You know what I mean? I don't know what else Homicide. I'm sure he does stuff in MLW. But yeah, I just think it's great for him at this stage of his career that he's still, being utilized in a great way. Another special guest, bro. So like every single time they have a pay-per-view, it seems like we get these special guests. We get Ric Flair, we go Mick Foley. We've had a whole bunch of people come through over the last few pay-per-views, and this time we get to see Mr. Wildfire, Tommy Rich. What did you think of Wildfire coming out with Kyle Davis there for the interview?
A+, man. A+. Fucking, I love Tommy Rich. When I saw that he was about to cut a promo, I was like, fuck yes, because, any wrestling historians or territory aficionados out there would know that Tommy Rich is a hell of a promo, a crazy promo, just a crazy son of a bitch in general. And it was so good seeing Wildfire out there, and he was in his element, and he was fucking pumped.
Yeah, and I have to just give another note that Kyle Davis looks like he has so much fun with his job when he gets the chance to interview these guys. It must be like a dream come true each time he does it. Backstage, we have the very gorgeous May Valentine interviewing Thrill Billy and Polo Del Mar. I have never heard of Thrill Billy. I've seen the name Polo Del Mar before, but I had no idea about what they've done or where they've been. I thought he was a little hokey. Thrill Billy was a little hokey with his verbiage.
I kind of pop for the name Thrill Billy though. So
yeah, it is a good name. And it's good to see the NWA working with MLW, which is nice. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Cool. I think the next segment of the show was probably the one I liked the least, bro. Matt Cardona, look, this isn't nothing against him. I'm just saying I didn't like what we got here. Matt Cardona's back. The former NWA World Heavyweight Champion is coming back for his, I guess it's a big surprise, his opponent. It's big surprise. And he's selected his own opponent. I did pop for him saying that Bully Ray was extreme shaming him. That was a good line. I get it that this was for heat, bro.
Dude, I'm thunderstruck right now, man. I loved it, man. It was like one of my favorite things on the show, man. Like at first, when he first came out, I kind of rolled my eyes and I was like, like they're doing this typical thing. It's a midget. He's gonna like beat him up. they'll do a bit of a shine for him where he like briefly gets a bit of an advantage, but then by the time Matt Cardona really took over and started beating the crap out of the guy, I was starting to think, man, like he's really giving it to him. Like he's on top of this poor little guy going like, and then he did the boot in the corner, just looked about like he fucking just about dislocated the little guy's jaw. And when he's doing the thing where he goes for a lateral press, and then when the ref gets to 2, he pulls his opponent's carcass off the mat to keep the match going, keep the abuse going. So they do that typical thing, and I am telling you, dude, when Rolando fucking reversed that lackadaisical pin into a crucifix and beat Matt Cardona, I literally fucking popped loudly. Like my jaw was on the absolute floor. I was fully just expecting it to be a 3. That was it. The heel's now got his bit of heat. He's an asshole. What a fucking dickhead. Enjoyed the little guy's work. But then he actually won the match. I was literally stunned. Like, I'm giving it an A-. I think that it was no, seriously, it was a masterclass in just like classic old school heat, but having fun with it. Cardona's not afraid to be laughed at. He's not always trying to be laughed with, which is a problem that a lot of heels today have. They're always trying to be cool. Cardona did not look cool coming out of this segment. He looked like an idiot. And it was perfect.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. I don't know. I thought Rolando, what is it? What a name, Rolando Freeman. I thought Rolando's head looked like it didn't belong on his body.
He's like a creative superstar. He's like if you swapped Adam Cole's head out. Like
I'm not trying to. Yeah, like Adam Cole, like his head looks too big for his body. You know what I mean? Like it looks like their bodies are supposed to be bigger in comparison to the head. I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying it was noticeable. I thought Rolando shouldn't be wearing purple when you're against Cardona, but whatever. I just felt impatient the whole match. I was just like, just get to the gag.
Come on,
get to
man.
the moment, bro. I don't know.
I loved it, dude. Like,
I'm glad that you did. Another note, just fuck him up, Cardona, and stop fucking around. Joe Galley, another pop for me. He just stubbed him in the skull. My God. Like, stopped him in the skull.
Dude, the crowd erupted when he got that 3. Like,
I have to give him credit, bro. It was a big pop. He upset the dumb fuck, got the big pop. And I thought that's, it is nice. That dude will remember that pop in that moment for the rest of his life, So yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward. My good friend, who I interviewed on the Insider's Edge podcast, Baby Doll, came out for an interview. Not came out for an interview, backstage for an interview with May Valentine, introducing her daughter, Samantha Starr. Obviously, she's new, and I suppose she will need some time to get those promo skills up. It was just kind of a stock standard introduction to herself. What did you think of seeing Baby Doll, bro?
Yeah, I thought it was a cool little touch, and I enjoyed it. It was, again, a nice little flourish that added to the overall presentation.
Cool, bro. Coming up next, I have to say this one was kind of another low light for me, except for the last part of the match. It was the Burke Invitational Gauntlet match with Kilynn King, Samantha Starr with Baby Doll, Natalia, Markova, Missa Kate, Madi, Taryn Terrell, Max the Impaler, Tootie Lynn, I like that name, Angelina Love, and Jennacide. The only reason why I didn't enjoy this is because it drags out. It's so long because there's 90 seconds between each person coming out. It just kind of drags and goes for a long time. I think you and I complained about a battle royal that took place on NWA a few pay-per-views ago that just went on forever. But bro, take it away. What did you think of this Burke Invitational Gauntlet?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it a C-. I pretty much feel the same as you. I feel like this really was kind of felt like it was dragging on until basically, as you said, like I want to say the last third of the match was really good. Once it kind of got down to the marrow and the meat of the situation, it really kicked into that other gear. We saw some great power moves. I was really impressed by Jennacide. I was really impressed by Max the Impaler. It was nice seeing Angelina Love come back. She was looking tremendous. If this whole thing had just been compressed, you know, maybe
every 60 seconds.
Yeah, every 60 seconds, just something like that, just compressed a little bit, I think it would have been much more digestible. But as it was, it just kind of was a bit bloated overall.
I gotta say, man, Natalia Markova, that is a very hot woman. Gotta put that one out there. And I've got something else to say about it later. Kilynn King, as the combatants were coming out, I didn't know who was coming out next. But I thought she was the only one that really seemed like she should win. Just looking at who's in the ring. I did like Kyle Davis's countdowns, especially when he got to 1 and he was like, a 1. Very good. But I did think the ladies needed entrance themes for when they were to come out. I know the first 2 ladies that came out had entrance themes. So I think everyone else needed one, because when you get to 0, you want to hear that theme song. You know, that's just a part of it. I know NWA is a little weird with the theme songs. Then I saw Max the Impaler came out. I forgot she existed. I remember seeing her Always Ready, the last NWA pay-per-view. And I was like, okay, she's going to win. There's no way she's not winning this match. It was the first time I've seen her work. I thought she moved real good. When I was watching her, and this isn't against anyone else, but I was like, she moves around like a dude. She moves around like a bloke, like like a Jim Neidhart, like with that kind of pace, for a big girl like her. I think she's going to be someone for the future. I like the presentation. I think she's really cool. Was great seeing Angelina Love come out. I do like those surprises. I also thought to myself, I wonder why Melina isn't still working there, because it doesn't appear she's really working anywhere at the moment. But again, I wasn't offended by the match. It went a little too long. And it came down to Natalia Markova and Max the Impaler. I thought, this is what I want to say about Natalia. Despite her very small stature, she fucking lays it in when she's fucking striking her opponents. She's very physical. Despite being smaller, it kind of, because of the way she wrestles, it kind of comes across like it's almost even, because she's so fucking feisty and she fucking just forearms them, bro. Like, she hits them. I like it. And of course, the finish came. Max the Impaler won. Thank you very much, bro. Okay, let's move forward. Aaron Stevens. I thought he retired. He's still there.
I loved it.
I'm so glad.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I really hope that he's not actually retiring. It's just some stupid angle he's coming up with. He put the fucking bag of ice in Carl Davis's head. So fucking good, bro. One quote that he said that I really laughed at was that he attacks the temple that is my body.
Yeah, I popped for that as well.
Oh man!
Who says?
Yes,
who says my body got attacked? Like, he attacked my body. Like, nobody says that. You say like he kicked me in the stomach or whatever it was. But
Bucky's good quality, bro.
Yeah.
I like the spot that they were doing the interviews in. I thought that had a nice little backdrop to it with the crowd, and I think they had like fairy lights up on the roof and shit. So that was cool. Let's move forward, bro. NWA national title. I don't have many notes, so I'll just get through them quick here, bro. It's Scion with Austin Idol taking on the national champion Jack Dane. When I saw that this was next, I thought, not sure if I'm going to feel too interested in this one. It's nothing against them both, but I was just kind of like, I don't know. Looking forward to kind of like moving through the show, because I knew we had to get this review done. It was all right. Crimson showed up. Anthony Mayweather showed up to wipe out Dane, wearing a sick Dennis Rodman singlet. I like the psychology with the tap out that Jax did on Sion's arm during the sleeper hold when the referee wasn't looking because it made Sion release the sleeper hold. Very nice. It's not hard to put those little things in your matches. But the crowd were pretty flat for this, except for the finish. Sion won, became the new NWA national champion. I didn't see that coming. It's rare to see like a masked character like that in 2022 be used, in a prominent spot like this. So congratulations to him. What did you think, bro, of the national title match?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C minus. I thought that there was nothing offensive about it. It was, a perfectly serviceable match, but to me, it felt like something that I'd expect to see on Power more than what I'd hope to see on a huge anniversary show like this. So I'm hoping to sort of see something special out of this new title run for Sion. But this match itself, I mean, I could have done without it, really.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. And again, it's nothing against those guys or
It's
Austin
not.
Idol, because I've enjoyed some of their matches before, but for whatever reason, I just didn't care. Maybe we needed a video package on how we arrived to this situation to get me some investment, but whatever. Okay, let's move forward, bro. We have a tables match between Mike Knox and Bully Ray in 2022. Fantastic. Bro, what did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Like I'm gonna give this a B plus. I think that Bully Ray still has it. He even though I like to shit on him and stuff like that, he's capable of having a very good match. And if he's in there with an opponent who is physical and won't get fucked around and won't be allowing him to, no pun intended, bully them, such as Mike Knox, it ends up being again, two big bulls going at it, two big Reynolds. I think that the right person won this match. This match didn't overstay its welcome. And I echo your sentiments that it's good to see a guy like Mike Knox getting another good little run here.
Yeah, bro. And it just to me, it was just weird seeing Bully Ray wrestle because I thought he was like kind of more so retired now. Maybe he's just here for this angle with the Cardona family, and he's just gonna maybe like help Matt Cardona maybe put him over at some point. But and this might be the build towards that. But yeah, this is what's great about the NWA. Guys like Bully, guys like Mike Knox can have these runs, and I think this is Knox's best run of his career again, because this is an avenue where someone like him doesn't have to be on the road all the time. He's of a certain age now where his body won't be able to take working 5-6 days a week. But if he can wrestle, once every few weeks, I think that's fucking awesome, and it's been great for so many people on the roster. That was a hard fucking suplex that Knox took on the
Yeah,
floor, bro.
yeah,
Fucking
dude.
hell. You could see Bully pinch him afterward. I guess like now I'm starting to figure out, oh, that's a thing that they do to check to see if each other's okay. So he probably pinches, then he pinches back. Very cute. So yeah, it was okay from my point of view. The only thing I was a bit bugged by was the finish. I thought it was a little boring, just kind of like picking him up and throwing him through it. I would have rather some sort of power bomb. I know maybe he can't power bomb Mike Knox, but you can always pick him off the second rope or something like that. I don't know. That's just me. I just thought, a bit of a letdown for the finish. Moving forward, bro. Ricky Morton for an interview. Thoughts?
Always love a Ricky Morton interview. We watched Ricky Morton in his prime when we reviewed that Midnight versus Rock and Roll Express match for WZWA Reacts, which y'all can check out right now after this review. But it's almost like Ricky Morton older in current day is like it's like a new iteration of Ricky Morton. It's an evolution of Ricky Morton as a character, and he still has value as a personality in professional wrestling. The NWA has been excellent with the way that they use him. Ricky Morton is sort of like to the NWA what Sting is to AEW.
Yeah, that's a good call, bro. I also there was a quote that he said, I didn't quite get it written down properly, but he said something about like you got to watch the toes that you step on the way up, because on the other side you have the ass that you've got to kiss on the way down. I thought that that was a really cool line from him, because he would know. Okay, bro, let's move forward. La Rebellion, the tag team that the Lucha Brothers wish they could be. With Damien Sax at ringside. Good to see the legendary Damien at ringside. Taking on Hawks Airy, Luke and PJ Hawks. I'm gonna let you take this one away again, bro. What did you think of the tag title match?
Loved it. I'm actually going to go so far as to give it an A minus. You know, La Rebellion always impresses the hell out of me. I'm a sucker for Hawk Aries because it's a father son tag team, and you can tell that it's a genuinely special thing for the two of them that they share together. That the son's now following in his father's footsteps and wrestling, and like, dude, fucking the kid is getting better each and every time I see him out there wrestling, and I think that he was the star of this match. And congratulations to him. Even in a losing effort, both teams looked phenomenal here, and as you said, always nice to see the old man out there flanking La Rebellion.
Good shit, bro. I was a little disappointed, to be honest, that the tag titles got relinquished from the Commonwealth Connection. Because I was really digging them, and I'm hoping that when Harry
Yeah.
Smith's better, I guess maybe he's got COVID or something, that team will continue on and they'll get back to where they were. So Doug Williams, good to see him come out and all that shit. I kind of felt at this stage, I'm like, oh god, the show's going a little long, but I think it was only because I was like worried about time, because you have to be up early, and we've got another day's worth of wrestling to watch tomorrow. If I would WWE, I'd probably strongly consider trying to bring in La Rebellion into their boring tag team division. They need some teams, bro.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, dude, like Briscoes won the Crockett Cup. I'm a little disappointed that they haven't stuck around. I don't know what's going on with them because they were in Impact for a cup of coffee as well. So
I might have a Ring of Honor deal, bro.
maybe we'll see what happens in the future with them. I'm assuming that's probably the case. So yes, again, PJ Hawks really starting to get it. He's done so well the last few times I've seen him wrestle. I kind of was hoping that the Hawks boys would get the win, but maybe that'll come down the line. Again, NWA, they give a shit about the rules. They're always holding the tag rope. Even La Rebellion were waiting for the referee to be looking to do a tag. And I just thought that was great. And they are such a great team. They have so many double team moves. Nothing comes across fake. It's all with realism, and they don't rely on stupid fucking shit to get their matches over. The one thing that they did that was like a dive, because all these other fucking teams out there that everyone sucks the cock of, they always go on about how great the matches are because of all these fucking dives that they have to rely on in order for people to think that it's a great fucking match. The one fucking dive was a fucking suicide dive to just wipe PJ Hawks the fuck out. Like almost like because you got to stop him from getting in the ring to stop the pin. And the way that came about was great. And it was only utilized when it was necessary. Thank you. Who would have thought that a lucha tag team would fucking wrestle like this? Fantastic. So again, some good shit here. Moonsault from Luke Hawks from the outside on the second rope in. Fantastic. The mark of the beast, they got it this time. It's such a hard move for that timing. Damien with the mist, and then, of course, La Rebellion win the straps. So I guess going forward, there might be more of a clash with the Commonwealth Connection and La Rebellion. Let's move forward, bro. Tyrus and Trevor Murdoch with William Patrick Corgan. I have to say it like that every time because I just think it's funny. Like, Like, we know you're Billy Corgan, bro. Like, we know.
no matter what you say, no matter what you call yourself, shave your head, do whatever. But you are Billy Corgan. You were the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins and the lead creative influence behind that band and that project. Accept it. You know, it's a part of who you are. It's intrinsically tied to who you are. Live with it. All right.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like he's maybe just call me William Patrick Corgan, because maybe we can trick some people. No, we know who you are. So Tyrus does a good job with this promo. I thought
I loved it.
This was good. And one thing I want to give props to Billy Corgan, or William Patrick Corgan. He knew how to pivot, bro. He knew how to pivot. Cardona gets injured. He comes up with a fresh plan like that. And I bet it took him like half an hour to sit there and really think of a good plan. What are we going to do now for NWA 74? Because he probably already had plans for something to do with Cardona and Nick Aldis or something like that. So he pivoted. He's come up with something else. Fucking good job. Not fucking hard, Tony. You don't know how to pivot for shit. So yeah, not a bad segment. Do you have anything else to add, bro?
I actually really enjoyed it. I think that Tyrus
fucking loved it.
I think that Tyrus definitely has like the gift of the gab. And I want to shout out William Patrick Corgan for doing his best Dana White at a weigh-in impression here. I loved the little touch of him trying to get the photo taken and them not being cooperative, and I thought that was good. And kind of trash talking back and forth. I'm interested to see the match. Like when I saw that Aldis had been taken out and replaced by Tyrus, I was initially like a little disappointed. But then I remembered that Tyrus is himself a title holder, and he knocked it out. He made me excited about this match. Trevor Murdoch, of course, is always great. That goes without saying.
Yeah, excellent stuff. So yeah, good work to Tyrus, Trevor, and William Patrick Corgan.
William Patrick Corgan did a good job.
Fucking bald fuck. I'm bald. Okay, bro, I'm gonna let you take this one away. The main event of the fucking evening. It is Taya Valkyrie, the challenger, taking on my queen, Kamille. Bro, what did you think?
Yeah, like this may have been my favorite match of the night. Like this is also an A- match. It was tremendous. I'm a big fan of both of these ladies. It's hard to kind of explain it in a way that I think will do it justice, which means it gets a juicy boy recommendation. Go out of your way to check this one out. But having said that, I mean, one thing that you'll find if you haven't already seen this match is it's physical. It's the kind of match that you can watch more than once. Taya Valkyrie, of course, was having some fun here and there in the match, but the longer that it went on, the more serious and the more physical it became. There's a believability and a kind of authentic physicality to everything Kamille does in the ring that you can tell that she's an athlete. She's got a background as an athlete. She is a competitor. She, not in terms of style or presentation, but in terms of drive and presence, Kamille reminds me a lot of Kurt Angle in the sense that it really feels like, even if this is a fictional form of performance art, she wants to be the best at it because it's another opportunity to top herself from previous performances, be better than previous performances, show off that athleticism, push herself to the peak. And I liked that contrast between Taya, who is much more kind of flamboyant and more sort of entertainment and sort of George based, taking on the much more physical and sports-based presentation of Kamille. I thought it was a good contrast, and it worked.
I like that, bro. Zhuzh. What does that fucking mean? I've been a zhuzh. It's, it makes sense as well.
Zhuzh it up.
So this is what we're pretty clear on how I feel about Kamille. Like every time I watch a match, I don't necessarily like.
Excuse me.
You're right there, mate. I don't necessarily like have someone that I'm always going, oh, man, I really hope this person wins the match. Sometimes I'm like that, but most of the time I just want to see how they get there and how they go about it. But when it comes to her matches, I don't want her to lose. And I will feel upset whenever I see her lose if that happens in future. But she's on a hell of a run. But that's where my fandom's at with her. I actually am invested on that level. So it was a nice back and forth early. Taya with the advantage. And it was just a great dramatic match. One thing I was so impressed with was when Kamille kind of grabbed Taya off the top rope onto her shoulders, did that torture rack, and then spun her around and hit that bomb that she hit. I'm like, man, that's an athlete. That person is so fucking fit as a fiddle. I was just very impressed. But she could probably sneeze and I'll be impressed. I liked Taya rolling out of the ring after taking that spear. That was a nice bit of psychology. I felt it when they hit that superplex. That one looked rough. Joe Galley just screaming the whole time. He's so funny, bro. Kamille hits a destroyer. Awesome, bro. That's the only time I'll give it a pass because it was done by my queen. Such a suckhole, bro. The ref bump was sick. Who doesn't love a ref bump, bro? I love seeing those little fuckers get knocked around.
Yeah, they're the
best. Yeah. I was starting to get nervous, man. I was starting to get nervous. I thought Taya might win the belt, especially after she hit those 3 curb stomps on Kamille. I was like, I was like, I don't want her to lose. I can't believe I care like this much about someone winning or losing. It's unbelievable. I haven't felt like this in years.
Yeah, they've done a good job of like building her up and making it mean something.
Yeah, because usually after someone has a long reign like this, people start going like, "Oh, it's getting boring now." Like someone else. No, I want her to be champion.
You know, the key to it, bro, is the opponents. They keep on putting each opponent they put in front of her, referring to Kamille, is a new challenge for her to overcome because each one of them is different from the next.
Be interesting what happens with her and Max the Impaler, because that could very well be her undoing. So yeah, they got me with the near fall after that title belt shot to the head, but soon after, Kamille retains, baby. And I even after that, because I was so excited, I typed out 3 love hearts in my notes. Right, that was a great show. Do you have any additional thoughts?
No, I'd have to say that once again, I'm impressed. NWA has consistently, basically, since I've started watching it, has been really the best kept open secret in professional wrestling. It's a truly underappreciated product. It doesn't get enough love, and I look forward to their next big show, which is happening in November. And my rating for this show, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10 because, was it as good as the previous NWA pay-per-view? I don't know. I'm not sure, but it was really, really of a high standard.
Cool, bro. Yes, I will give it also an 8 out of 10 for night 1. It's only night 1, bro. We still have one more night to go for night 2 for NWA 74. So there we go, bro. 2 8s out of 10. Juicy boy, thank you for reviewing the show with me.
One more night. Yeah, no worries, cunt.
And thank all of you out there for joining us here for the review of NWA 74 Night 1. I'm California. This is fucking Juicy Boy. And we will see you down the fucking road.
Network, that's the way we like it. God almighty. WZWA Network, that's the way we like it. Puppies. WZWA Network, that's the way we like it.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.